Okay, we're gonna read Bear Shadow by Frank Ash. Bear Shadow. Bear Shadow.
What are you reading today?
Bear Shadow.
Here's the shadow.
One day, Bear went down to the pond with his fishing pole and a big can of worms. While he was putting a worm on his hook, he looked down and saw a big fish. I'm going to catch that fish, thought the bear to himself. So look, Bear went fishing with his fishing rod, with his bucket, to catch some fish.
Why?
Because he wanted to go fishing. And while he was fishing, he saw a big fish in the water. So look, he saw a big fish in the water. He saw a big fish in the water. So he thought to himself, I'm going to catch that big fish. So let's see if Bear catches that big fish in the water. Let's see. But when Bear stood up to throw his line in the water, his shadow scared the big fish away. Go away, Shadow, cried Bear. But Bear's shadow could not go away. So look, Bear got up and his shadow appeared right here. So this is Bear's shadow right here. So Bear is saying to the shadow, go away, shadow, go away, shadow. But the shadow is there. And the big shadow scared away the fish.
What does this mean?
So the shadow scared away the fish. Okay, said Bear, if you won't go on your own, then I'll have to get rid of you. And he put down his fishing pole and began to run. He ran around the pond. When he got to the other side, he kept on running. So look, Bear is running and running and running and running. Look, he's running around the pond to get rid of his shadow. Can we get rid of our shadows?
No.
So if he runs super fast, can he get rid of his shadow? No.
If it's too dark and sunny, it's dead. If it's just dark, it's Ms.Dimitra?
Yeah.
I never shadow look.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of my shadow.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of my shadow.
Yeah, we have shadows. Yes.
Yeah,
So his shadow can't go away. So look, he's running and running and running and running and running. And Bear cannot get rid of the shadow. Look, he's running super fast, but he's unable to get rid of the shadow. Let's see what happens next. He ran through a field of flowers, jumped over the brook and hid behind a tree. Good, thought Bear. Now Shadow can't find me. So look, now Bear hid behind a tree so his shadow stops following him. Can he get rid of his shadow from behind the tree? So do you think?
What?
Yes, there's his shadow is here, and even though he's behind the tree, there's still a shadow here. So he's not getting rid of his shadow. Wherever he goes, he still has a shadow. Even with running, and then yeah, that's a tree shadow. Yeah, that's a tree shadow.
And I see a little one in the tree shadow.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, so that's a tree shadow, and there's the bear shadow, and the bear thinks that he got rid of his shadow because he hid behind the tree. But when he leaves the tree, is his shadow gonna go away? No.
Ms.Dimitra?
Yeah.
The bear is walking to that flower.
Yes, he's running to get to the tree. Yeah, that's a flower, yeah. So the bear is running to get rid of his shadow, and he hid behind the tree, hoping that his shadow goes away. But let's see if his shadow really goes away. But Bear was wrong. When he stepped out from behind the tree, the first thing he saw was shadow. Nearby was a cliff. Bear walked over to the cliff and looked up. I'll climb so high, Shadow won't be able to follow me, thought Bear.
It's not coming down.
Look, so look.
More to the side.
Yeah, so look.
And it's gonna be more.
So he left the tree and look, what's here? What's this? His shadow. His shadow didn't go away. So now he's thinking of climbing really, really high. Is that gonna make his shadow go away?
Yes!
No. You think yes? You think no? Let's see.
It's following us.
Let's see. So he went away from the tree and his shadow is still here. So now Bear wants to climb the cliff. He wants to climb really high to get rid of his shadow. But let's see if he's gonna really get rid of his shadow or not. Yes. I see, yes. Come.
Ms.Dimitra, he's gonna get rid of his shadow
Let's see.
because look.
Let's see.
My shoe shadow, my own shadow stays here
Let's see.
when it's close. And when I
Let's
go
see.
up,
Bear climbed higher and higher until at last he pulled himself up to the top. Huffing and puffing, he smiled with pride. Then he looked down and saw shadow. So look how high he climbed. He climbed super high to get rid of his shadow. But when he reached the top, what did Bear see?
His shadow.
His shadow. Yes.
You have to go down. It's gonna be very deep. Very
Yeah, he climbed really high up.
Look, he's already at the sky.
Yeah, he's so high. It's like he's touching the sky. But look how high he climbed to get rid of his shadow. But he didn't get rid of it because his shadow is right over here. So he didn't get rid of. Yeah. Yeah, so he didn't get rid of his shadow. His shadow is still right there. So he never got rid of his shadow. So he hid behind a tree and didn't get rid of his shadow. He climbed up high and didn't get rid of his shadow. So Bear still had his shadow. Now Bear was very annoyed. So he went home and got a hammer and some nails to nail the shadow to the ground. He hammered and hammered and hammered, but no matter how many nails he hammered, he couldn't nail his shadow down. So look, now he's taking a hammer and nails to hammer his shadow onto the ground. Do you think he can hammer his shadow? No, look how many nails he put on the ground. Look how many nails. He put so many nails on the ground. But look, his shadow is right here. He's not able to hammer his shadow to the ground. So whatever he's doing, he's not able to get rid of the shadow. So far, he hid behind a tree. He climbed a tall cliff. He's trying to use nails to hammer his shadow down, and nothing is working. He still has his shadow. His shadow is now going away. It's still there. If I can nail him down, thought Bear, maybe I can bury him. So he got his shovel and dug a hole. When the hole was deep and wide, he let his shadow fall in the hole. So look, now he's digging a hole for his shadow. He's digging a big hole so he could put his shadow in the ground. Do you think that's going to work, digging a hole? Yeah, so you think he's going to fall in the hole? from so you think Bear is gonna fall into the hole? Let's see. Let's see if Bear falls into the hole or if his shadow falls into the hole. Let's see what happens.
I think he don't know how the saddle looks. I think he don't know.
Where's the four?
I think his
Turkey,
face.
brown rice,
Yes.
and salad.
Thank you.
You cannot eat them.
Then Bear filled the hole with dirt. When he was finished, it was almost noon. The sun was high in the sky, and Shadow was nowhere to be seen. At last, sighed Bear, no more Shadow. So look, so now Bear created a hole, and now he's filling the hole with dirt. And now Bear doesn't see his shadow, but let's see if that continues, and let's see why. It's noon, so look, the sun is high up there. So let's see. Let's see what happens. So now Bear made the hole and put the dirt inside the hole.
It's gonna come back.
Let's see.
So low that his shadow's gone. I seen it. I thought his shadow was gonna be gone.
So let's see.
The feet of the shadow.
Now Bear was very tired, so he went inside and took a little nap. So look, now Bear went back home to take a little nap. So let's see what happens after Bear wakes up. Let's see what's gonna happen.
His shadow's gonna
Maybe you think his shadow's gonna come back. Let's see.
Yeah, his shadow is gonna turn. Maybe his shadow's gonna turn like brown. Maybe his shadow's gonna turn like gray.
While he slept, time passed, and the sun once again cast shadows everywhere. So look, time is passing by, and the sun is moving. Look, it's going from here to here to here to here. The sun is moving direction. As the day passes on, the sun moves in its direction.
Don't move to me.
So look, the sun is making different shadows while Bear is sleeping. So let's see what happens. When Bear got up and opened his door, he saw his shadow on the floor. Not you again, exclaimed Bear, and he slammed the door, hoping to lock Shadow inside. But Shadow was too quick. So look, he woke up and Bear saw his shadow again. And then he was hoping that if he closes the door quickly, he's gonna lock Shadow inside. But Bear was unsuccessful. The shadow followed him outside.
It's on the door. Come on, touch your head, shadow. What happened if I touch him?
Let's see. Sign Bear. How about this? If you let me catch a fish, I'll let you catch one. One too. Nod your head if it's a deal. When Bear nodded his head, Shadow nodded too.
What? What he said?
So now Bear is starting to realize that his shadow isn't going away anywhere, and his shadow is going to stay with him. So Bear is gonna go fishing. Yeah. So Bear.
Ms.Dimitra?
Yes.
No, who's the best friend?
No. So now.
The shadow.
So now his shadow is his friend. He's taking his shadow swimming.
Yeah,
He's taking his shadows fishing. So Bear went back to the pond and once again threw his line in the water. By this time, the sun was in a different part of the sky, which made it easy for Shadow to keep his part of the deal. So look at the shadow. So what do we notice about the shadow now?
He's copying him.
But where is the shadow now?
Behind him.
Yes, behind him. So where was it before? His shadow before was?
And the front.
In front. So as the day moves, so as the day goes on, the sun moves. So in the beginning of the book, the shadow was in front of Bear. Now the shadow is in back of Bear. Look, the shadow is in back of Bear now. Look.
He's catching a bear
Yeah.
on his back.
Yeah, so the shadow is in back of Bear. And before shadow was in front. Look, before shadow was in front. The shadow was in front, but now the shadow is in back because the sun moves in the sky. So look, the shadow in the beginning of the book was in front, but now it's in the back. And when Bear caught that big fish, Shadow caught one too. So look, Bear caught a fish, so Shadow caught one too. Why do you think Shadow caught a fish too? How is that possible?
Because that's his fish.
That's his fish, but how is Shadow holding a fish too?
Because I know how. Because he wanted a fish. He was mad with him.
But why is Shadow holding a fish too? How is that possible?
Yeah, because it's a big shadow. Because it's really, he's not really holding it. It's the bear.
Oh, good, because your shadow does everything you do. Because if you're jumping, your shadow jumps. If you walk, your shadow walks. So Bear's holding a fish, so his shadow is holding a fish.